Hey YouTube, Dan Ottawa here, coming at you with another Ultra League team built around Cobalion, and it's one of those Pokemon where it's very strong in this meta, but I had difficulty team building it, and I'm going to show you why right now, and then we'll go into the three teams I built, just one battle each, and then why I think it could still work on a certain team that I just couldn't make it work on. So Cobalion, ranked number 2 in the Premier League. Not in Premier League, Open Ultra. So this is Open Ultra. You go to this and you see, so first you see a rating of 19 and 20. So you think that's not amazing. But what is amazing is this sort of distribution, right? You have a lot of big wins on the back end here in close to 1,000. And then your losses are like kind of hovering around there, and then just sort of one bigger loss here. So let's just start with actually the key wins, because these are some big wins, like Greedent Wall, anything that's weak to fighting, right? For starters, right? Because your double kick and Sacred Sword comes so fast. So Greedent Walrein, Stunfisk, anything that you're half steel, so anything that is just resists that, you're half steel, half fighter. So anything that resists dark, anything that resists poison, just has a lot of play. You have Stone Edge as a move, right? So you have Stone Edge that can, if I'm guessing this is bait dependent, beat the Talonflame, right? So you're thinking like a lot of good wins here, like Registeel, stuff like that. Beat Charmers, looking good. The problem with this Pokemon is the losses. So if you are against a counter user who doesn't take super effective from counter itself, you're in trouble, right? So Buzzhole, Toxicroak, Deox, and then Swampert just kind of with the ground just going to outpace there. And then the main issue is Ghost, because you can only throw the Stone Edge at the Ghost, and you're just going to get beat really hard. So Coffer, Gigas, Trevenant, Giratina, and Psychic, same thing. So Crest, right? Jellicent. And there is your main, and then SCAF. So you have, the problem is you have a ton of Ghost, which is the meta in Ultra League, and you have some Psychics there, and then you have other counter users as well. So the problem with this was, how do you put together a team to beat everything here? And I had trouble with it, right? So let's just open up the three teams and go over some battles, and then we'll see. I'll go through my thought process at the time. So my first team was Nidoqueen, Cobalion, and Umbreon. So Umbreon's all these teams because my thought process was, if you're weak to Ghost and you're weak to Psychic, you need something to beat both of those, and it's a Dark that will beat both of those. So I am going with Umbreon. I don't have a Mana Buzz, and I don't want to do Scrafty because I just don't like playing with Scrafty. So I did it with Umbreon, and then paired it with Nidoqueen, because if you are going to be weak to all these counter users here, you need something that can resist the counter. Fortunately, I just get farmed out here. I lost lead, losing switch here. This can be a Psycho Boost, so I have to shield. But even like bad matchups there, like in the one shield there, no, in the 0 shield there, I got it down to the red. So like you lose, but it's like you do okay. So shield the first one. I'm going to get a full farm down here, which is great. I was going to come the Stunfisk. I'm baiting here because I'm out of move. So I think they know that I built a plus. I'm hoping that I get a shield here, and I do not get a shield. So now I'm like, okay, they're now going to just assume that there's no way I'm going to bait twice, right? So bait twice. I'm going to maybe try and catch here. Yeah, try and catch the Earthquake or Rock Slide, either way. Just absorb it on the Umbreon. And that's kind of why I like Umbreon 2 in this, because it is very tanky. And they're not getting out here, which is interesting. So this probably is a second Earthquake, but Umbreon can tank it. And they are not leaving. And I was about to say, and there is your answer that I would have had no answer to with Cobalion, right? So you need something to deal with these Psychic and Ghosts. So I eventually get this off here. This is just going to be a Grass Knot, or Seed Bomb, which I can live fine. This will take this out if they don't shield. So it takes it out. I'm going to come in here immediately, and I'm almost at 2 moves. And I know they just dumped all their Earthquake energy, so they don't have an Earthquake yet. And I go straight this because I think I can just get to 2 moves here. If they throw an Earthquake, I should be able to get to 1. If they throw a Rock Slide, it's going to be close. But I do just get to the move before they get to the Rock Slide here. This will probably do everything. Yeah. almost everything. They CMP tie there, and I take it out. So lost lead, lost switch. Won the back end. Umbreon coming in clutch there for the win. So the pros and cons, actually, let me just stop this before I go to the next one. Pros and cons, it's sort of like a balanced team, right? Cobalion is a decent save swap. Even against a hard punch against Deox, you still got it to the red. Nidoqueen deals with all the fighters. And then Umbreon deals with all the ghosts and psychics. So that's why Umbreon is on all these teams. And then I paired it, same sort of idea here, that your Giratina is going to deal with all your fighters as well. And I hit with the Poison Dark. Am I going to try and catch here? I did try to catch there. I failed. And because again, like, Dark is resisted, Poison is resisted. And so it takes 3 to get to Sacred Sword. As long as it is dark, shadow, so they could be running Aqua Tail, but they are not. So everything is just going to be resisted here. I'm going to build up a little bit, make sure I have energy coming out of this. So get the 1 Sacred Sword off and like does decent damage. And at this point, I'm probably just going to farm down because everything is resisted, right? They're just nothing that can really throw that hurts me. So there's 2 crunches, get the defense fall, which is too bad. Get the full farm down, and they come in, and it's a Como, which is Dragon and fighting. Nothing resists these fighting moves, so I'm just going to spam these Sacred Swords here. So there's the second one. There's a third one coming through right now, right? So this Pokemon is extremely, extremely spammy. So I got 2, and now I can snipe here while they're trying to farm me down here. So I'm going to snipe. Does not quite take it out. Get the full farm down, which I'm surprised they weren't at like a Dragon Claw, and they just quit out here. And then the last team was same concept, but if you're going to be weak to fighter, just do it with a super bulky Pokemon that can just Brave Bird anything, essentially, right? Because even in bad scenarios, you can just kind of Brave Bird and dip into either or. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to 100 energy. I'm going to go Brave Bird, and I'm going to dip. I'm probably going to go into Umbreon here. Yeah. Each X is a safe swap. You're double weak to fighting in the back, and then there is one that I'm weak to right here. And again, I have nothing to throw at this. They can just build up a ton that they can probably take me out and have a move coming out of it. So I may just burn the switch clock to try and come back in with Talonflame. Because I think I launched a Brave Bird, but I got to 100 energy, so I may be at a Flame Charge and grab a shield there. The worst case scenario is they farm me down and then have like a, what's the move? Stone Edge coming out that I have to shield on my Talonflame, which is kind of looking like this, where this is going. Am I going to bank the move? Yeah, I'm going to bank the move, come back in here. Could be a Stone Edge, so I'm going to have to shield up anyways. So it is a Stone Edge. That should still go through. Giratina comes in. This is not going to take me out, but it's going to hurt because it is spammy. And Talonflame is, for level 50, pretty glassy, quite honestly, in this Ultra League. I'm just going straight for Brave Bird, get it off. So my defense is lowered, so they got to come Cobalion, and I'm going to get a couple moves off. Or they got to come Greedent, which is not a great answer to this. And now I have alignment 2 on theirs, and our switch clocks seem to be locked still. So I'm just going to farm up here. I can take every move. Body Slam's resisted, Crunch is resisted, right? So just take any move. Make sure I have a couple energy. Yep, make sure I have 100 energy coming out because I need to spam these Sacred Swords. So they have a sort of similar concept of team with them, with their thought process, right? Dragon lead, Dragon Ghost lead with 2 weak to fighting in the back. So it's the same sort of concept that I've been using for a couple of these teams with Umbreon in the back. Get a third one off here because it is so spammy. This will take it out. And now I have a 1 shielded. Goodbye. So dominant matchups. But just if you're seeing like the meta of Ultra League, you're going to have trouble. Swamperts, Giratinas, Nidoqueens, the fighters, Deoxys, Escav, stuff like that, right? So it's got so many weaknesses with the main meta. It just makes it tricky to find a good team that works. So that's why I paired it with Umbreon to deal with all those ghosts and psychics. The problem is that makes you double weak to fighting in the back, right? So just keep that in mind. And that's why I paired it with 3 Pokemon that resist fighting, right? Nidoqueen, Giratina, and Talonflame. So I didn't do great with this team. I was hovering. I was hovering. Um, and then I tried a different team and I dropped to 2,700. The good news is I'm going to bring you a team tomorrow because it's the team that I've run from 2,700 up to 2,980 right now. I'm at 2,980 end of today. So I have one more day tomorrow, which will be today. So I'm filming this Monday. I've got 5 more sets on Tuesday to film, which I will showcase the team on Wednesday. So that'll be my last Ultra League team, 2,700 to 2,980. Hopefully I can hit legend to show you guys that team. Either way, you're going to see the team. It's a strong team, strong core. The core is out there already, so a lot of people know what that core is. It was just finding the one Pokemon that could push me to the top with it. So check that out tomorrow. And then Thursday, we will get into, there's only 2 weeks left, and I think it's like a little cup coming that. So we'll do teams on Thursday. So that's it. So thanks for watching. Let me know if you guys hit legend. Let me know how it's going for you. And I'll see you guys in the next one.